Welcome to the official AFL Fantasy Podcast with the Traders.
G'day with the Traders, thanks to Sportsbet. I'm Roy, I coach Destroy, and I'm here with Warnie.
Coach of the Wanderers.
And Calvin.
Coach of Calvinator.
Boys.
We
Big
are
round for some.
Big round for some.
Big round for some.
For some.
For some.
Cal, you've just had a big round. You've been in Melbourne.
I have been in Melbourne.
That's why it's a little bit late, the podcast today.
Caught a couple of cracking games of football.
You got yourself over to the North Melbourne win. The Tassie Kangaroos. Did you get behind it?
Unbelievable.
I'll give you a bit of insight. Crowd. People in the crowd, have a good bloody look at yourselves.
Oh, well, you're normally behind glass, aren't you, when you go to the footy?
So you got amongst the people for
I
once.
was, yeah.
Did you?
Yeah, and they didn't even know it was me.
Well, no one expected you down there.
Well, I took my little boy along to the game.
Wow.
If you are a person at the football who yell at the umpire and call him a green maggot,
Yeah.
you are a complete flog.
Is that still a thing?
Well, apparently.
Did you do it then?
No.
Oh, right.
No, and we're in a mixture section of tigers and kangaroos.
Right.
There was one bloke there.
I thought he was going to say rich and poor, like the celebrities. And
Who do you think you are?
down there.
One bloke.
The people's prince. The
Every
man
time-
of the people.
No, I went down.
Did you wear your crown?
Yes.
Right.
I
okay.
did because it was right after that game of old Laird.
Oh, yeah, fair enough. Then.
And I thought
God, you would have walked a bit taller.
I walked very tall.
I reckon you did.
I sat right at the top of Marvel and I went, look at me!
Are you not entertained?
Do you not know me? Anyway, some guys in the crowd were giving it the tiger, 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 roar, roar, roar. No joke.
Surely take
They
it.
would
Piss out of
joke,
the
mate.
kanga.
I don't know, but
Still, you'd have to actually open your mouth and say it.
yeah,
That's
but
embarrassing.
you'd do it once, wouldn't you?
No, none. None's the only acceptable
Anyway,
answer.
it
It was
was
a cracking game.
It was a game that was obviously real close, but there were so many errors.
Oh, at that end there, yeah.
They were just kicking it out of bounds all over the bloody. That guy's open. I'll kick it over your head,
How
mate.
did Lenny go with it? Because he's a Tiger supporter.
He was
isn't
Devo. Like, he was near
he would have
tears.
been.
Did
There
you
was near
laugh at
tears.
your
Especially
son
because
like
of the
you'd laugh
hope
at-
of the comeback.
Yeah. Oh, he thought they'd had it in the bag.
Yeah.
He goes, this is it. He goes, this is all over. And then I think it was Arts at the end played on when
Oh,
he should have.
yes.
Oh, that was silly.
Yes.
Len was not happy.
No.
Now, he's not allowed to use the F word, but I reckon he was very close. Anyway, it was a great experience over there on the weekend. It was good. Yeah, it was
Yeah,
good.
so your plane only just got back. So
Yes, and that's why we're a little late. So sorry about that.
that's
This
all
is the
right.
way,
So
uh,
hopefully you bring your A game today.
Yeah. We'll never make you sit amongst the crowd again.
No,
Don't
please
worry.
don't.
All right, we better talk about the weekend that was, because it was a big one, Cal.
Oh, here he is.
It was a big one.
Oh,
Look at him.
God, it was.
24-38 for the Warn Dogs this week.
I just can't give you any crap this week.
And he's in the top 1,000.
Yeah.
well entrenched in the top
Well
1,000 now.
entrenched.
765th.
Wow.
That's up like 350 spots.
Well
Is
done.
that-
Is that hat territory for you?
Nah.
Surely it is. If you maintain
I'd be
your
lying
form.
if I said I haven't done the calculations on it.
We knew you would have done the
Of course you've done the
calculations on
calculation.
it.
Yeah, it's probably a bit too far now.
How much?
A bit too much. I don't know. I didn't write them down. I should have done.
Great research.
everyone would have-
Once you realised he wasn't a chance, you
Everyone
didn't
would
write
have
it down.
cared.
Is that
Top
right?
500's there, though.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
a chance.
take
I'm not
that.
far off that.
That's all right.
No,
That's
do
good
that.
for the ego.
100% it is.
And might put some people back in their box.
Yeah. I'm sinking in my chair.
Tell you what, I'd be in hat territory if it only counted from round 10 onwards.
Yeah, you would be.
Yeah.
It doesn't, though, mate.
Like the vest count, how that only counts from round 10 onwards.
Yeah.
Big fat duck egg for the Warn Dogs.
Big fat head.
Yeah.
Full stop.
It is large. Now, Calvin,
23.74.
which is actually good for you.
Which is great for me,
You
mate.
moved up.
I moved up.
You moved
I
up.
did
am
make a little comment on that in the
You have
notes.
any idea how long I've just been hanging around that little 1,100 mark? It's not funny. So I want to be in there over the next couple of weeks.
Right,
I
I
want to be
decided-
entrenched.
I decided not to hang around there anymore.
Yeah.
So, because I can't go up, I went down. So, 22.51, which actually is flattering for how bad my team was. So, it's not awful, to tell you the truth, for me and where my crew sit. So,
Yep.
I dropped, over 1,000 spots. So, 31.59.
That's okay.
It's embarrassing, to be honest. But, hey, I'll stick with it.
Here it is! That's what you did, Jenny. You stuck it right up them.
Give me some skin,
Yeah,
Calvin.
you know what else? You know what else? The curse is broken.
100% it is.
Rory Laird, 163.
Yep. Are you aware, Roy, that some people did not captain him?
Why?
Because I had him number 1.
Sucked in.
You moron.
They probably also chant out, Tiger, Tiger, Tiger,
Yeah.
roar, roar, roar in the
Oh, and
crowd.
they'd be the one criticising you each week.
His highest score ever. 20 tackles.
20
An
tackles.
AFL record.
Unbelievable.
There were some big
amazing.
tackles in that game.
Huge
I think
tackle count.
Barry had 17.
Yeah.
About 5 of the Pies had
Yeah.
double figures as well. That's
Keys didn't have
nasty.
enough.
Keys didn't
No,
have
he
enough.
didn't do much
He
at
wouldn't
all.
like a game like that, though, dog.
No, because his hair.
His hair, too busy
Yeah.
worrying about his hair the whole time.
So +3 for you, Calvin.
Yeah, that's where it's
That's how you
going,
get. Well,
Has to be.
I slid into his DMs and organised a
You
little bit of a
would.
chat.
Couldn't just take the score, could you, Creeper?
Had to. Boys, we've got the man of the moment, Mr. Rory Laird, the Mr. $1 Million Man. Rory, welcome to the show.
Hey boys, how are you? Thanks for having me on.
Well,
Wow.
thank you for coming on because it is very exciting whenever we get a player that just dominates fantasy, and we're smiling high. Calvin and I are here anyway because Roy hasn't been able to afford you, but you've gone over $1 million. How does that feel?
Well, I assume it's the highest or one of the highest. I don't actually have too much inside knowledge on how it works. So I know a couple of mates that do it, and they say, they grabbed me pretty early in the year, and it's somehow paying off. I think I go up in price if it gets some good scores. So I guess it feels good. It feels really good.
Look, Rory, I'm the one that doesn't have you at the moment. So, as pumped as I am to talk to you, it's also quite devastating. So, I've been trying to get you in since you were about 900,000. And you have gone on this tear of 120-point games. But then to turn it up a notch and go 163 with 20 tackles and go over $1 million, how the hell am I supposed to do that now?
Well, I don't think I'll be getting 20 tackles every week, mate. So it might drop down a little bit. Maybe I'll try and drop it down for you, and you can nab me at some point.
You're a good bloke.
Now, Lairdy, Calvin here, you're probably very familiar with Calvin's captains. My form lately has not really been up to scratch. However, this week I made you my number 1 pick, and everyone was like, oh, you've cursed him. And you've come out and you've stuck it right up. 163. That's your best score ever. Are you aware of that?
Yeah, so, well, as I said before, I get a few social media messages on Twitter and Instagram, and there's been a bit of flooding this week in the inbox. So, I'm glad I sort of helped you out, mate, and you got on a bit of a hot streak, it seems like.
Yeah, you saved me
We'll
job.
start
Thanks,
off.
mate. Yeah, appreciate it.
Easy as, mate, no worries.
So tell us about that game. Obviously 20 tackles. That's a world record for tackles in the AFL. And you did it. It was a wet game, but you were just everywhere.
Yeah, it was one of those games that was sort of raining but not fully bucketing down. So there was a lot of congestion, and the ball was bobbling around, and there was a lot of bodies flying around. I'm pretty sore today, actually. So but Sam Berry and I have tried to put some pressure on in there, and on the weekend I think he sort of led the way for the first half, and went toe to toe, and it was just one of those games, I guess. So I guess it pays off when it comes to the AFL fantasy world.
Now, Rory, have you ever heard of the term fantasy pig?
Oh, yes.
I've heard it on the social media stuff. I assume it means big scores. Someone gets a big score.
It's a positive
Yeah,
thing.
it
basically,
is.
mate.
It
I
is.
was just, I was letting you know you're going to have a lot of oinks coming your way because your form is that of the greatest of all time. So we came up with the term fantasy pig, and people like Tom Rockcliffe and Dane Swan, Tom Mitchell, they all have a snout, okay? And they did that through outstanding play, much like what you're producing at the moment. So you will find that if you keep pumping these numbers, you will be copying the odd snort as you walk past people and a bit of an oink on social media and things like that. So don't think you're being attacked. You are being nothing but complimented at the highest possible way.
Right, so it's a big honour in the AFL fantasy world then.
100%, mate.
Definitely. Well, keep up
Right,
those
okay.
tackles. That's what we want to see. They get you 4 points. And when you've got that opportunity,
Okay.
I know you don't mind a handball, but as long as you're getting it back to
That's
get it
it.
on the boot because you get an extra point for a kick. That's all part of your play.
Right, I might loop up a couple and get them on the way back through, and then I'll boot them forward for you.
Smart.
So I reckon you'll start seeing a few little pig
snout
noses,
emoji.
emojis popping up in your feed a bit.
100%.
Now, mate, I'm looking at my captain research for this week. You're up against the Swans, if I am correct. In your career against them, you've only scored over 100 once. What's going on there, and what can you give us this week?
Oh, it's not a good segue into this weekend, is it?
Well, I'm not trying to throw it back. I'm not trying to curse you or anything here, mate, but can you keep this form going?
Oh, look, I guess I'll obviously try to. I try and play my natural game, which is seeming to correlate to what you guys in the fantasy world sort of like. So, I naturally try and, chase the football and, playing from or moving from halfback to the midfield, it's just put me around the ball a lot more. So, look, I'll be trying to sort of replicate it, I guess. But whether that hopefully stays above what you guys are sort of looking for.
Yeah, don't worry about the team. Focus on your fantasy and the scores you're producing and with a snout around the corner, I reckon he's going to get there. He's going to get it up this way.
I've got faith.
So that'll be good. No, well, thank you very much, Rory. Don't be scared to give it to my mate Ben Keys, who I picked up this week for his second lowest score of the season, who has been bloody good as well. He needs a little bit of help, I think, from someone that can get the pill as much as you. But Roy?
Just one last thing, mate. Just before you go, I did hear you mention that you're a little bit sore after the game. I reckon it's probably in your best interest just to have 1 week off, freshen up. What do you think?
Well, I've actually got my tournaments coming up, so I've got to stay on the park. So unfortunately, mate, I'll be out there this weekend.
No. All right, I'll get you in somehow. I'll rob a bank.
Thanks, Rory, and congratulations on being the number one player in the game at the moment, and also the $1 million man. Let's see if you can keep your price that high.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me on.
An absolute legend he was.
I tell you what, snout him, seriously.
He ticked a few boxes there.
Well, he did.
He did tick boxes.
Yes, and he wants it.
So there's people
this time next year we could
calling for it already, and we can't. It would be irresponsible to go now.
Yeah.
However, he's looking as well placed as anyone I've
100%.
seen for a long time.
Yep. This has been a Zach Merritt in the past.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's been
McRae. If he had a snout now...
You'd be angry about it.
Yeah, we would not be happy about that at all.
We wouldn't be happy with Titch's form.
No.
At the moment. But for the period of time that he
did it for a lot longer.
There's no questions about that one. But yes, going early on someone, it can't be done.
No.
But I think he's ticking a lot of boxes.
Two righties.
So, Cal, your +3 did go to Rory Laird.
It did, yes.
I'm going to pump mine to new recruit, Jack Sinclair.
God, he was good back
Did you
there.
watch that on Friday night?
Yes.
Holy hat. The way he went about it, it was just, he's getting it everywhere.
He's amazing.
He's a pig-like player.
100%.
He almost looks like a little warthog type
He's
pig.
got tendencies.
The way he goes, that big
What
mullet
about
hanging
him?
off the
The
back.
amazing thing, his speed is phenomenal, but his body in that doesn't change from when he's jogging or walking, and then he sprints. No wonder he finds space. He's an amazing player.
146 for him, so that was a very, very nice return.
Yep.
It's a nice in.
Oh, it is, and it's nice to actually nail one like that.
Yeah.
You want to know mine?
Oh.
Nick Dacos.
And people have already got rid of him.
Oh, my God. What if you got rid of him?
Yep.
I know, it'd hurt. What if
You've only got rid of him, but that's okay, because if you've got rid of him, your team is that good.
No.
That's not, you don't think?
No.
They would have had a great team, a few weeks ago.
would have looked good.
Yeah, but no.
No, but
like he's in the top 6 defenders.
Can you bring him back?
Is he in the top 6 defenders?
That was a scoop.
Breaking news.
All
Really?
right. He's in. Yep. He's in.
Why not?
So, a few
form.
weeks ago, we were saying, if it ended up being that he was stuck in your team, it wouldn't be the most awful thing down back. He's actually earned the right to stay in there.
He cops a tag this week, I reckon.
Do you reckon?
I'd tag him.
Going.
Yeah.
40 touches and 3 goals off half back.
They didn't go within about 3 kilometres of him on the weekend.
There is a trend of halfbacks being tagged at the moment as well. So
Who have they got? They got the Bombers, don't they?
Yes. They don't mind.
McGrath, Caldwell.
Yeah. I've got a scoop there, actually.
do you?
So if Coleman had have played against the Bombers a couple of weeks ago, he was going to get clamped.
Okay.
Oh.
So that is a great flag by you because, there's a squirt.
I will just...
Huge flag with a tag warning there.
Did you know what? I think that was nearly going to be written into my captain notes.
Was it really?
Well, I don't know.
Now it can be
Now it
written.
can be, Roy.
Official.
There you go. Anyway, +3.
Dacos, what a
amazing
machine.
player.
Yep.
Love him.
It was the most disgraceful display I've ever seen.
Because it's just not acceptable.
I'll go first.
Yeah.
I can celebrate my Jack Sinclair as an in but then I can commiserate my Ben Keys as an in.
Oh,
That should have been better.
the game
could have been
76.
It didn't suit him.
76. And so that's his second lowest score of the year.
He
Whereas I've
usually
been picking up
tags a
these
little
guys on
bit,
their
doesn't he?
best scores. Yeah, he should have tackled.
Tackles,
more.
I mean, not tags.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. God.
Anyway,
That's disappointing.
Purely because the scale of hardness.
Yeah.
told me
Did
to.
he was on track, wasn't he, at one stage?
Oh, yeah, he was looking good. He just had a very, very quiet second half. It
Right.
was incredibly quiet.
The scale of hardness was
God,
good
you
for
could have
Laird,
won the
though.
round.
Yeah, you could have won.
Could have won the round.
In fact, he told me he was on track.
Yeah, I was on track.
Yeah.
It's a true story.
Oh, dear.
And you were really taking that well too, Calvin.
What?
Me going well on the
Happy
weekend.
for him.
Jeez.
Far out.
Wasn't the whole fantasy community.
No.
Never seen such a smug bloke on
Yes, I know. No one
the
likes it when
intranets.
Warnie's going well. You know who's not going very well?
Exactly. That sums you up.
Yep.
The People's Prince, he says. And now we're all finding out he doesn't actually go into the crowd at football games. He's Mr. Behind Glass, shipping on his Chardonnay.
That is not true.
Hates other people's success.
Right. I don't like... I hate Max Gone as much as you do.
Oh.
As much as I hate you at the moment. Right?
Oh, don't listen, Max.
No.
It's all right, Max.
I tell you what. I used to like this bloke.
Yeah.
He has
You loved
not
him.
turned up. In fact,
Why'd you pick him up the last couple
Darcy
of weeks?
Cameron is now more expensive
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
amazing.
than
isn't
Max Gone.
Better player.
Can't wait.
Way
to
better player.
Downgrade
He brings
Darcy Cameron
hands.
to him.
He brings hands to
Well, he
the game.
does. He can't mark.
No.
He's nowhere near it.
No.
Anyway, so I brought him in thinking...
Seen the rolling 22.
Who?
Oh,
Max.
Go on.
as in...
There's a clue there.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah, so he gets my -3 because the second week in a row he gets it. You don't come into my
Oh, you got to
team-
trade him out then.
Nah, it's more than 2.
Three and you go.
Yeah, take Bowie got the 10.
Yeah, that's true. He changed the rule. It's the Bowie rule.
All
now.
right, Roy, negative.
Tim English. So
Roy, what did he do?
Another rolling
nothing,
22 member.
Nothing. Pathetic. Now, I was worried when Big Sweetie came in for
Yeah.
Norton because they're never going to play Sweet in significant forward time. That was
with-
always
yeah,
going to be English
Norton out,
up there.
Health and safety protocols. So that's hopefully a good thing.
So
that he's
hopefully
back
it's just
next
1 week.
Therefore,
Okay.
Sweet can sweet off.
Yeah, hopefully, because look, English has come back from that concussion looking
Yeah.
quite tentative compared to what he did when he's pumped out. Remember when he wasn't dropping under 100?
Oh, he's
Oh,
amazing.
yeah.
Well, that-
that's what he pretty much did for the whole season.
100%.
Yeah.
So that 99 he came back with, that was an ugly 99.
It was.
He was very lucky to get to that. Very tentative. And he looked the same the other night.
Yeah.
So I tell you what, -3, and if you're in a luxury position and Sweet plays again,
Ooh.
gone. I'd get rid of him because that was unacceptable.
What's this luxury position that you speak of?
I've heard people have good teams. And I can only assume they have luxury trades.
Well, there were some good teams on the weekend. So the top scorer was Nick's team, A Whole New World, with 2,602.
He's beaten me by 400.
That was significant. However, we did scroll up the top there. Actually, I didn't scroll up the top because he messaged me first. He doesn't tell us where he was. Was our Jack Jumpers captain
Yeah.
and Boomer,
Yeah.
Clint Steindl.
Steindl.
He was
Hey.
9th for the week.
I'm assistant coach of Clint's team.
Well done.
So, hey.
Well,
2-5
done,
for
Roy.
us.
Well done.
Yeah,
when he
thank you.
sends through, these are my trade ideas.
Yep.
And Roy then has to have about 15 backwards and forwards to get him onto the right.
But look what he does.
I know,
Well,
exactly.
Where's
I'm
he
going to have
coming?
to start asking Clint.
Yeah, we don't want to mention that.
Yeah, but we do because it's letting
Yeah,
everybody
actually,
know.
16K.
It gives you hope,
Doesn't
actually,
it?
doesn't
Yeah,
it?
it does,
You
yeah.
might get that
You could
1
win a
week
week.
of joy.
Yep.
I'm now on a 24-month period of not getting
Yeah,
that
yeah,
week
yeah,
of joy,
yeah.
but one day it will come.
Yeah.
And look at that for him.
Bang.
Now, it is close for the race for the Toyota Hilux. Matt, with his team Mottram's
Matt's
Marbles.
still winning.
Still leading. He leads James's Shuckers by 89 points, so that's going to be close. But we saw Brett's Buster Move jump up. He's only 117 points behind. He had a nice 24.61 this week. But then 200 off the lead in 4th place there is Nick's 8 Balls, who had a massive jump.
Oh,
2,517.
No wonder
so
he jumped.
when you're doing that and like the leader's getting a 2,300, like
yeah.
Okay.
anything can happen towards
can.
the top there.
Too
And
right it
remember,
can.
we've got prizes in that top 10.
Yeah. That's it.
Cash prizes there. And then obviously the top 100 for the hat.
Oh, the hat.
You can get in there for that.
100%. There's just significant things happening.
Yes.
So you think about a move that could be made when, say, you've got a captain like Laird.
Yep.
Yep.
Imagine if someone else's captain goes down early.
Yeah. Well, look
like,
at
this is significant.
It's the difference between if you have a Josh Kelly this week compared to a Jack Sinclair.
Yeah.
It's basically 100 points sitting there.
So, well, on that then, so the top 100, so 100th place last week and 100th place this week, it was a gain of 2,360 points.
Yeah.
So I've almost gained 100 on that on the way
Amazing.
through. So people can do that from wherever you are.
Can you do it though, Warren?
He knows he can. I can see a tiny dimple.
I think he can.
I can see a tiny dimp.
Got some kids in a class at school that are doing all this coding stuff, and I'm wondering if they might be able to hack
You
the
don't
system
need to
get
do
me
that.
out.
You obviously already hacked something.
You can't hack it that I'm good.
Here's the news of the week you need to know on the official AFL Fantasy podcast.
All right, let's get into the news.
That was true, dog, for the record.
What's that?
I can't.
No, you can't. It's actually the dummy spits that we've seen from Destroy over this weekend.
Hey, I've kept the lid on it compared to what I've been doing at home. You guys haven't seen the worst of it.
So you actually officially looked into getting your flights refunded for our little trip we're doing.
Oh, no, that was just my phone dummy spit.
That was a dummy spit.
Yeah,
that was a good one.
No, yeah. The phone
I'm not going anymore.
Anyway,
I wasn't joking.
And
I tried to catch COVID.
To make things even better for you, Roy, is that your mate Josh Kelly.
Oh, you told me that this morning too.
Yeah, so
God. So I've rocked up to his place to get the keys to the office. I was semi-happy by that stage. Smirky over here.
And I was not. I thought you knew this.
Bad luck about Josh Kelly. And I was like, yeah, he was crap, wasn't he? Saw how much joy he took out of it.
Yeah.
You know he's missing, don't you?
See.
No, I didn't.
So
yeah, that was a dummy spit. I thought Roy's Toyota Hilux was going to have a big scratch up it from his keys that he was about to throw at it.
Punching the steering wheel.
So for us, Cripper lives again.
Yeah.
He has to live again.
Nah, I'm finding a way. I need to find some joy in this team. Even if it's not good, I'm getting rid of people that I don't want in there anymore.
How many trades have you got?
2. They can just both go. I don't care if a rookie comes in.
Yeah, so he's in 12.8% of classic sides.
Hey, guys.
You do need to, at this time of the season, you're trading because it's
you trade him anyway.
So,
he played, he may not have known he was on the ground, but he was there for 75% of the time.
Yeah.
His CBAs were gone too. Probably the Hopper effect, maybe.
Yeah.
We did say it would probably be him that copped it, and he did take a huge hit as well.
Mate, he had 14 touches.
Yeah.
A 57 and 93. He's got one score over. He was good before his bye, though. He had a really hot patch. People jumped.
Yeah.
He's been no good since.
Laid one tackle. 19 less than Laird.
Oh, please. After his bye, he's gone at 93.
Ugh.
Get out.
So anyway, that'll be a trade. Concussion there as well. Menegola was subbed out with concussion, so he is done. So that's the thing about Kelly. He wasn't actually subbed out or anything. He copped a big hit early on.
Right.
And then it was in the presser. It was just a real throw. I think, he'll go into concussion protocol.
All right, well...
And not much has been said. So I don't know if Spike has just thrown that out there and gone, oh, crap, I shouldn't have said that.
Okay, well, sympathy.
Right, but anyway.
I didn't sound very sympathetic there.
No, you didn't.
No, I'm sorry. He was knocked out.
I do hope he's okay.
We
have to probably edit your +3, -3. I thought he was going to cop it. Actually, if I hadn't have told you that, he would have copped the barrage.
He would have.
Too right, he would have.
The other one there is that Paddy Ryder and Achilles, which could be, if you listen to some reporters, could be season ending.
I also
that
heard...
reporter you may not want to listen to.
Oh, is that where it came from?
Tom Brown. However, it sounds like it could be a while. And Achilles been an issue for him, and therefore... Yeah, and they're not making finals now, are they?
You wouldn't bother, would you? You wouldn't bother with him.
But is this his last season?
I think the reports I heard it was nothing, and he's going to be okay. That's what I heard.
Who said it?
Someone reliable.
Really?
On the TV. Don't know who it was. Can't remember.
God, as if he'd know who on the TV said it. He doesn't even know the most recognisable commentator's voice.
We might have to talk about that.
We'll get to that in a minute. God. But all I'm saying is, so here you go.
Yes.
Right.
Ryder now, not Ryder, but Marshall.
Yes, so this is the key.
Yeah, this becomes an option, doesn't it?
Not if he's playing. It's nothing, like you said.
Well, yeah, but I wouldn't believe this voice that I heard on the TV.
He's not just an option, Cow. He may, become part of a significant group of 22 based on this news.
A rolling group?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
full faith I've got
Can
in
go
him.
to him.
100%.
Yeah, so that'll be a watch there, and Rowan Marshall then definitely becomes an option. A couple of others there out of the weekend. Josh Gibcus, shoulder was subbed out. Nick Larkey, Achilles or a foot type thing going on there. He
So
was subbed
somewhere
out
on
as
the
well.
lower leg, dog.
Yeah, somewhere there. Callum Jamison, cow.
What?
He was subbed out, but he scored 45.
That's all right.
That's
He's on
fantastic.
fire.
And a ductor.
He was flaming.
Abductor. He goes to prison for that, surely.
Now, my boy Hobbsy, he copped a shoulder knock very early on. Spent a fair bit of time on the pine, but he came back on and battled on and still scored okay, like a reasonable score for someone.
Hobbsy.
Yep, so...
He made the list.
Tell you what, he's ahead of himself, that bloke. Merritt ran past him a couple of times.
Didn't
just
give it to
ignored
him.
him.
You
I
were
thought,
watching Merritt so
Hobbsy.
hard, weren't you?
Oh, I was.
As your skipper. At least you got 100 from a skipper,
mate.
though, Roy.
Yeah, he nearly got my +3 for that.
Yeah, he should have.
A couple of things from Magoo's news because there's getting to a bit of a time where we're not going to see too much from this. But Prusy,
Yes!
have a Bruce watch. We didn't have a massive game from Flynn.
No, he's gone.
It could be this week.
He is
It
gone.
will be this week.
Prusy's back in. He had 44 hit-outs, 23 disposals, 11 marks, and 152.
Okay, Roy, I found your R1, R2. Marshall Juice.
100% juices in the mix.
Yes.
Wow.
I actually got a DM scoop from someone on the ground that played in the juicy game.
Right.
Oh.
And he said, your man is on fire. Talking about
Was he
Brucey.
a decathlete, this bloke?
Can't say.
Can't
Never
do
give up
sources.
your squirt.
No.
I guess there's could be a lot of decathltes out there.
There could be.
Why don't you just pick that one?
Mark Blixaps. Yeah.
Hey,
Steve Chase.
Chase Steeples or something.
Do you know what? I don't think he even did that.
No, he didn't.
That was a myth.
Was it?
Just a runner.
Hey, Juice is a serious
So
option
Juicy,
for me
yeah.
this week.
100% is. Bring him in.
Max
in
can
that-
go.
He's no worse than Max.
He's way worse than Max.
So in that game
No,
when he had the
other way.
44
Other way,
hit-outs,
that's
Briggsy had 19 and 118 points. They were the two top scorers for GWS in the Magoos there. Who had the most hit-outs for the Lions? Who they were up against? Wiley Buzzer. Old Wiley Buzzer.
Yeah, I do
He
remember.
only had 12. So they had a pretty dominant day.
Gosh, poor old Wiley.
Yeah.
Okay, just checking the matchup. Juicy this week is up against the Blues and then Sydney.
That's Blues is a nice matchup.
Juice is going
So
big.
Sydney-
Pitbull
actually.
could be back, though.
Is the pit back?
Yeah, he played in the Magoos.
Oh, that's what we need.
Who's we?
No, not our fantasy team. Sorry, I went in Blues mode. Need the big pitbull in the middle.
You can't be far off jumping off the Blues again, though, can you?
What do you mean?
Surely they're
I took nothing but positivity out of that.
Of course.
What?
That's all right.
Oh, he's only happy if I'm sad. This bloke.
It's only happy if I'm sad.
Who are the form team of the comp at the moment? Bombers. 4 out of the last 5.
Oh, they can't even make the 8.
Where are they sitting?
They can. I did the ladder predictor.
Where are
They
they
can
sitting?
make it.
Did the ladder predictor.
They're inside the top 18 teams in the comp, Cow.
Ah, very good.
God, get another hobby.
Will Gould.
Oh, yeah, that
He
guy.
lives.
Lives.
Had 108 on the weekend.
Just
but
doesn't
did
matter.
you see him sitting underneath our mate Boyd Woodcock for Southport Sharks?
Did Woody take a hanger?
One of the best hangers you'll ever
Seriously?
see. Go and
Oh,
find
wow.
it on social. It's very, very good.
So, Boyd, he's playing with Fooney, isn't he?
Yeah, up there in the Southport Sharks.
Fooney's taken one of the best hangers of all time. I
Fooney's
wonder if
very
they'll
good at what he
compare.
does.
Oh,
Yeah.
Ah, is it comparable to that one? You know that one I'm
Yeah,
talking about?
yeah. Probably is comparable to that.
Is it?
However, Boyd's was very good.
Was it? I
I'm
can't
gonna
wait to
hunt
see
it
it.
down.
Very good. You can watch all the VFL and waffle matches along with the live stats on afl.com.au and the AFL Live app.
I want to play again.
I reckon I would have had a pretty good crack at the record. They were greatness.
She goes to the milk bar and comes out with 5 Heralds and I'm on the front.
It has been a privilege and a pleasure to spend time with the Centurions, getting to hear their stories in their words.
It was just a buzz of a place to be.
Oh, it's exciting.
You take that conversion rate any day of the week.
Subscribe to the Centurions wherever you get your podcasts and keep clicking back to afl.com.au and the AFL Live app for another instalment with the game's greatest goal kickers.
Nothing wrong with a bit of me time.
Okay. Okay. Right.
okay.
Seriously.
We've been playing this for a month now. Great podcast series. Worth checking out if you haven't yet. The Centurions podcast.
Yep.
Damo Barrett done a magnificent job with that.
Okay.
Calvin,
Yeah.
you only just worked out or found out that a little bit of me time at the end
Was
is Brian
BT.
Taylor.
Yeah. I didn't
How
know
did
it was.
you not know that?
I didn't know. I've never sat here and actually tried to put faces to voices.
You laugh at it.
God, because it sounds ridiculous, dog. That's why
So,
I laugh
hang
at
on.
it.
So that could have been a little hint that it was BT. But
Right.
When did the penny drop?
Okay, so I was sitting at the MCG on
You
Saturday
go to
night.
Melbourne on the weekend,
Yeah,
didn't you?
the
Right.
Geelong Carlton game. Straight after the cliffhanger, which was the Tiger,
Yeah.
Sitting there, it might have been half time or something, and I heard that stinger come over the thing, and I'm like, wow, MCG's promoting podcasts. Maybe the Traders one comes up next.
It must have been at a different game.
Yeah, however, it wasn't.
The Kangaroos game.
No, that wasn't there either.
Oh, God.
So they were plugging Damo's podcast. I was thinking, well, surely we're up. I was sort of watching it on the screen because it had like a little bit of a visual.
Yeah.
And Brian Taylor goes, nothing like a bit of me time, or whatever. And I was like, and then I made the connection.
Give me your reaction. Did you give it a little... Like sometimes if you find something funny like that, you grab your belly and...
It wasn't a belly. It was more of maybe a point like, maybe a double pistol.
How excited were you to tell the boys so we knew who it was?
So when was that? I can't remember when that was. I was like, I didn't know that you guys ever made the connection.
What? We listen to his voice twice a weekend, as if you didn't. I doubt that anyone who's listened to our podcast and listened to that little ad on there.
I bet a lot of people out there didn't know it was him.
That's his line as well.
I've never heard of that either.
Haven't you?
No, is that like a catchphrase?
Yeah.
Like cowabunga?
Yeah.
Oh, God. Right.
Wow.
There you go.
There's a fair bit of insight into your mind here.
Well,
today.
I don't care about that stuff. I never sit there and connect the dots.
I didn't care, but I
Surely
couldn't
you just
help. I didn't
know
have a
that it
choice
was.
to not know it.
Incorrect. I did not know it. Anyway.
Wow, you live your life in an alcoholic haze.
Let's get back to the point. Let's get back to the point where we're not getting plugged at the MCG. I'm going to contact the bosses and go, come on.
Did you wear your Traders hoodie there?
No, I think I still wore this for about 4 days.
It smells like it in here, to be honest. All right, let's get into the issues for the week. And we're in, I guess, for some coaches, that luxury trade time. Our trades are all about getting the players that we think are going to be the best. However, we're narrowed down to 5 weeks to go. So the best player may not necessarily be the best player for the next 5 weeks. So, Roy, why did we enlist him for this? It's a worry.
Ring! Green! Table! Cow scale of hardness.
Now that's Calvin doing that part.
That's my voice.
What do you mean? Him?
Yeah. That's my voice.
No, it's
surprised?
not.
It is.
We outsourced, didn't we?
No.
Is that you?
And yet to be paid.
Cue your hands on belly. Head throw back. I must message the boys.
God, I can't believe I didn't work that
That's
out.
Calvin from the Traders.
It is amazing.
Doing the Traders intro.
Right. So that is about the scale of hardness. Cow, anyone that's listening for the first time might go, who are these peanuts?
A little bit of cow time.
What do you do for the scale of hardness? Tell us how you put it together.
Okay, scale is basically looking at what teams have given up this year, what teams have given up per position, and what teams have given up more, with a little bit more of a focus on what they've given up in the last 5 weeks.
Right.
Okay, because we're going to start seeing some teams that pack up shop,
Yeah.
start playing a few more rooks, and basically we're not going to make the 8. We don't really, not care. Not going to tank right. Not going to use that word. But they might take the foot off the pedal a little bit.
Right, and what you somehow calculated that into your formula.
Yeah, and I give it colours.
Wow.
Yep. So,
And he didn't even know that was BT. And he could somehow do that.
So, if you're a hard team, let's have a look at it.
God.
Right, too much piss taken in.
You don't have enough room in your brain. You are right.
Yeah.
To work that other thing out. You are
Too
you have
focused.
far more complex
And
things going on.
giving people no one Calvin captain picks, mate.
Yeah. Sorry, I won't question you. Carry on.
Okay. Let's have a look at runs over the next 5 weeks. We are looking at the person with the best run.
Right.
Which we'll go midfielders first.
Okay.
Right.
Has to be Callum Mills.
Yes.
It is ridiculous. So, out of all the teams, there are 3 teams that we would deem as mega easy. And they are Hawthorn, North Melbourne and Collingwood. He hits 2 of them in the next 4 weeks.
Oh, boy.
Along with Adelaide.
Easy.
You saw what Collingwood scored against them this week. And then GWS into North Melbourne and Collingwood.
Oh, my goodness.
Okay, now 3 of those 4 games are at home.
Wow. Didn't you say he hates being at
No,
home?
he loves it now. He loves the SCG.
Ooh.
Here's
part
good.
of the what is it? Elon Oblongata.
Right.
That's part of his brand.
Yeah, that's right.
Here's the thing.
Right.
Here's the thing. Laird should
lot of
be
grey matter
Laird should be
going on
number one on the list this week.
Yes,
Okay.
right.
However, he plays against Sydney, and that is a very, very tough matchup. Very tough matchup.
Who's that?
So
Oh,
Laird
Laird
plays.
this
They play
week.
against
Yeah,
each
yeah,
other.
yeah.
Okay. Mills plays against Adelaide. Last week, the numbers Collingwood had against them: Dacos 147, Pendlebury 130, Lipinski 127. It just goes on. Massive scores against him, and he gets to do it at home. I would be a fool to go away from Rory Laird's form to have them switched over on the captains this week. However,
Rory Laird's safety too. Like that was
he
a
hasn't
massive
gone.
score, but he's
a 120 every
plus,
week.
yeah.
I would not be surprised if Mills does a big 140 this week and Laird does a 120 in this game.
Yeah.
However,
the scary part about that, because they're playing the same game, you can't VC one of them.
No.
If you're VCing,
so you still go the safety of that 120.
yeah.
Unless
And
you're a
obviously
guy,
he's shown a ceiling like he did on the weekend.
unless you're in a position like you and you're like, I am at legit in hat territory here.
to go something different.
Yeah, and go for this 160 that could happen.
Couple of flags too. Lairdy's numbers against them aren't huge.
Yeah, 100 in his last 10 games against them.
And he said he's going to try to get a tick under a mil for me.
Yeah. So
That's a worry.
it
You
is
better
a way.
put that into
So
your
anyway,
formula.
so Mills' run over the next few weeks
sore.
is
And
ridiculous.
he's sore. Probably going to miss.
Tuke Miller goes 3 easy games in a row. Brisbane, West Coast, Hawthorn. The other one who's got 2 of the easiest matchups going around, which is Collingwood into North Melbourne, is Zach Merritt.
Right.
Now, if you're not on that train yet, that hasn't completely left the shop.
Oh, definitely not.
So his last 3 or 4 scores have been his best 3 or 4 scores for the year.
Yeah.
And he gets to play the team that Rory Laird went gangbusters
Well, these
on
dudes
last
are under
week.
900k too, so they're
Yep.
not that ultra uber premium price.
No, and with Merritt, he was on track for a 150.
Yes, he was.
Which he hasn't been in that sort of territory for a while now. He got tagged hard in that last quarter. There is no tag coming for him this week.
Or the next week against the Roos.
Or the next week against
The other one
Roos.
to consider, if you're looking a little bit left field, would be maybe someone like a Sam Walsh. Carlton have got a really nice run coming up too. But with that said, his numbers have dropped off a little bit as well. He hasn't quite been getting it done.
No.
Oliver and Petrarca fans, they're playing, that must be at Marvel, and that one must be at Optus.
So Oliver should be back this week.
Yeah, they got 2 red teams coming up. So out of the whole team, our whole list here, you've got 3 teams that are deemed as mega red, and he comes up against 2 of those mega reds. There you go.
Would that be hard?
That counts as hard.
Because
I thought
that's
he
red.
was talking about Ebert then.
Defenders.
It's a good one.
Defenders here. I'm just looking.
Told you I'd get one good one.
Yeah, you did get it. A guy like Sicily, you could probably hold over the next 2 weeks. So,
That's so harsh. Sorry.
Sick Dog goes North Melbourne into St Kilda, who are both deemed as 2 of the easiest teams for defenders to score against.
He got in the coaches' votes this week too.
Sick Dog?
Sick Dog, yeah.
Not enough points.
Must have been his long sleeves.
Must have been.
Look good in those long sleeves too. I like those.
Suited him.
All right, do we want to talk rucks?
Well,
It's
okay.
an area of it has been all year. It remains a problem area.
Yeah, but it's also a bit of the other areas, I guess midfielders in particular, there's a lot more consistency in what's to come.
Is there a standout? Because we need to know, we need some direction with where to go in this department.
Okay,
Can you give it to us?
No, probably not, Roy. Is there a standout? I'm just having a quick glance here. Riley O'Brien looks okay. So
he's not.
No, I know that. So he goes Sydney, who
Hickey's solo there at the
into
moment.
Carlton, whether or not.
Oh no,
Mr.
the
World
Bull's back.
And then he goes
Mr. Worldwide.
Mr. Worldwide.
And then he goes into West Coast, which could be Jamo. Okay, so that's not a bad little three game run for him.
So you're telling me to hold him?
Yes.
Jamo's done, isn't he?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
He stole
He
someone.
got abducted.
Let's have a look at Juicy's run. As we said, so he goes Carlton.
Did he
Sydney.
do the abducting or get abducted?
I think he did the abducting.
I thought he was that a few weeks ago when he had 7.
He was the abductor.
He was taken at quarter
Abductor,
time.
he
that
was.
day.
Juicy's got a nice little run coming up too, and I am dead set serious. I will go back on that train again. I will.
Where from though? Like who from? From Max. So
Max
you would
can go.
trade
Another
out
cash grab.
Max
This
gone.
has happened before.
And it's
This
going to
year.
happen
Juicy
again.
Brucey.
Good on you. I like it. If you get,
There is
might
not
as
enough
well,
room in his brain for him to start thinking of these things.
At least you would have cash.
Oh.
From one frustrating dude to another.
Yeah, and then
at least you got money to tell
Max
the story.
gone.
because Mills is well and firmly on my list as a guy I need to get in this week.
Yeah.
These games coming up for him are ridiculous. He'll be a great vice captain option. Remember, he's a vice captain only here.
Yeah.
So you would not roll into him. However, his last 2 games have been 130s, 140s.
Yeah. I think
At our 50
I think he can be
the week
seed
before
again
that,
now.
though.
I think he can be seed again.
Yeah, I
I've seen
think he
enough
can.
the last 2.
Yeah.
That
Agree.
50's an
Yeah, agree.
anomaly.
Exactly.
There you go.
All right. Well, Cal, so are you going to use the scale of hardness for your trades?
I do every week.
Right.
It sounded good.
How do they
I'll
go
give
down
it to
for
him.
you?
Well, the thing is, though, we have been talking about Adelaide's run home ever since the buys. Okay? You go back to the buys and you have a look what Rory Laird has done since the buys. Now, I know he's a bit of a standout. We've seen
A bit.
of a standout. We've seen a guy like Keys, other than last week in the wet, he stepped his game up to a whole new level as well. So we predicted a really good run from them. Remember we talked about Geelong and how they have a nice run coming up. Look at someone like a Mitch Duncan, a Cam Guthrie, or those guys there.
What about this?
They've
So,
been okay.
You think there's people that are cash starved. There's
Yeah.
people still trying to scramble rookies. off
Yeah,
their-
exactly, yeah.
So you look at the scale like this, someone like Chad Warner
Yes.
is a name that doesn't get thrown around.
Yeah,
And
Has
he's
been in a
only-
few questions coming up
Oh,
too,
really?
actually.
Because
Yeah.
he's only a tick over 700,000. His form is nuts the last 3 weeks.
Yep.
And then he's got Adelaide, GWS North and Collingwood.
Yep.
That gives him another little tick.
Agree.
If that's all you can get to, hey, that's a risk worth taking. He's about 2% ownership. It's even a unique.
LDU,
Yeah.
he's lighting it up.
He is.
He's got Hawthorn this week into Essendon, Sydney, Adelaide, Gold Coast. It's
Interesting.
not great, but I wonder if you can find a little Gold Coast guy in there as well, like a Noah Anderson if you want it to be really unique.
If you don't have Miller.
Yeah, because their
It's a
run
reason
is
to jump.
too right it is. There you go, Doug.
Good work, Cal.
Thank you.
Well done, right?
Yep.
No, well, that's it. And that's what trading will be a little bit about, just trying to find the dudes that you want
But,
for these last
look,
few rounds. However,
The scale
should you
is
still
not.
go...
Everyone goes, Cow, the scale, it's everything. It's the ducks, nuts, it's the be all and the end all, it's the bees knees.
I've
It
heard
is
that.
everything that we want to see
Yeah.
and we follow. Okay? It's not the Bible, it's on
Compared
scale
to-
with the Bible. However, it should be used to split a decision. So if you're looking at, you're going, Mills or Jack Steele. Okay, 2 super ooper premiums. Who do I go here? Scale says Mills. Okay, so to me,
Only just. Steele's got a
yeah,
good
he
one
does have
too.
a great run as well. But for me, you use that to
Yeah.
split it.
Do you know the people that say all that stuff about the scale? You know who they are? The ones doing the tiger.
Raw.
That's the one.
All right, well, you use all the information we've got in our heads now to have a look at the top trades ahead of round 19, thanks to Toyota. Oh, what a feeling. So the most traded in players, Jai Cully, great on debut.
Oh,
11
wow.
tackles
11
there
tackles.
himself. Josh Carmichael, 111,
Oh,
looped him off the bench.
impressive.
That was nice. Callum Mills is the most traded in premiums. So they are
okay.
listening and thinking about this with Jack Sinclair, who came off that massive game, and Bailey Smith rounding out
Okay.
the top 5, who was very good on
He did
return
enough.
as
He
well.
looked really
He
good.
did
I think
enough.
he's an option. And with the DPP, this is a part in my head as well. I think you're okay to have a DPP in the midfield if you need to. A
Yeah,
premium.
I wouldn't mind the flexibility at the moment, actually.
So we do have those rookies, and that's the good thing about those 2 rookies that we talked about at the top there with Jai Cully and Josh Carmichael having the mid forward status.
Yes.
Very handy at this time, and they're going to be there. And you still need cash. You
do.
still need to downgrade, but also the warm bodies on field, because I think that those guys will play.
Yeah, definitely. And imagine having a huge cash injection in your finals, like being able to
Oh, yeah.
downgrade one of those guys
Yep.
because they're going up in price very quickly.
And
So
not
there's
it-
going to be cash there in a couple of weeks.
And we obviously like our ego of trying to rank as high as we can, but for your for your for your leagues, just when you're playing your head-to-head leagues, you can be looking at your opponent that you might have in that week and go, right, that cash I could put on top of someone. If they're having to ride a Patrick Cripps, for example, there, you can be putting that money on top of him while they have to hold him,
Yeah.
and you're going to get up and about with that, hopefully. So, our most traded out, Patrick Critz is the number one most traded out player there, as well as Jacob Ware. Josh Kelly at number 3. Roy, he's got to go anyway. Saligo and Parnell. So, they are the ones that are being traded out at the moment. So, Cripps, people are just getting off because he's the worst of a lot of midfielders that people have at the moment.
Yep. So I'm getting rid of Cripps to Mills.
Okay.
And I'm going Josh Kelly to Rowan Marshall.
Yeah,
nice.
I like it.
So you've got those double banger there to do that with.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
I love it. Well, I am doing Kelly to Mills, and I need a little bit of coin to do that. So whether he was the abductor or the abducted, I'm not sure. But Jamo can go for me, and I'll go down to the Collingwood rookie, the 24-year-old. He was okay, so I'll take that.
I'm getting rid of my mate Hobbsy for Cully, and then that's going Cripps to Mills, and that's actually leaving with a bit of coin in the bank, which is actually a little bit handy to think about for the next week. And I think I like Hobbs, and I'd like to keep him. But I've got a player that's going to be playing.
That's the thing.
That's
it's okay at the moment.
I think Cully's staying in there for a while.
Yeah,
agree.
It's a good move.
Thanks.
Got a question for the traders? Tweet the boys at AFL Fantasy or head to facebook.com/AFL Fantasy Official.
All right, lots of questions through, so let's pump through as many as we can in the time that we have got here before Cal has to go and wash that jumper. Go and unpack from your family holiday, Cal. Right, Mills or Merritt? Who is it?
It's Mills.
It's Mills.
Yeah. This is one of those splitting hair things where you go to the scale.
Yep.
And that is too hard to pass up. And it's not like Mills isn't in elite form. So both outstanding picks, but Mills is the man just.
Aussie Knicks fan wants to know, who goes first out of Darcy Cameron or Sean Darcy? So which Darcy goes?
The Freo one.
The Freo one.
The Freo one.
Yeah.
Well, I guess Sean Cameron. Darcy Cameron was good on the weekend.
He was.
Again.
Look, the worry is, of course, that Grundy
could be back this week.
He could be back this week. How that is going to look, they can't possibly get away with playing all three of them, can they?
No.
I don't think so.
But they'll have
but
to try.
But if they did, then that's a real.
Yeah, it is.
Do you want to get off while the going's good, or do you want to watch a maybe very painful week of thinking, I knew this was happening?
Yeah.
So it's interesting. Sean Darcy is the safer one long term, probably.
Yeah.
But he's not as good.
Agree.
Eventually, you probably wouldn't want both of them anyway. But then again, we talked about the rucks before. Who are the two rucks that you'd really want? Are you better off
Rowan Marshall at 740K?
I think he's near number one.
He's pushing up there, isn't he?
Yeah.
You're going to talk yourself into that very shortly.
I've done it.
Well, because you're picking him.
100%.
Into the scale, into the rolling 22.
Look, it's one of the criteria, but it's very lowly weighted.
Yeah.
Michael wants to know, got Cripps, Heaney, and even Tom Mitchell, who's annoying at the moment.
Do you know what?
Yeah.
That dude could not have summed that up any better.
Yeah.
Perfect word use.
He could have done, because Cal would have used a few other adjectives in that.
So what's going on with the pig?
It's not his fault. I will once again just state it is purely on Sam Mitchell's head.
Yeah, 33 touches, 21 handballs. Pig knows better than that.
Yeah, but the thing is, Pig can average 120 with handballs.
Yeah.
It's the fact that it's like they have been told not to kick it to him for that the little mark and things like that. So his marks are down, his tackles are down because he doesn't get the CBAs that he's used to. It's just a recipe for disaster.
Sam Mitchell, is he a no-go zone for next year?
Yeah.
When we're doing our research for 2023.
Yep, steer
Hawthorn.
clear.
I'm just looking here. Tom Mitchell, 35% CBAs.
Yeah. You know how I'm going to talk with my feet? I'm not going to their games here anymore.
Fair enough, Roy. Well done. They'll notice that.
They will.
Our Gold Coast Suns are going to be here.
Oh, well, I'll come to that one then.
Well, I'm not sitting in the crowd. Box only.
So now, Tom Mitchell, would you sell Cripps before him, though?
Well, I am.
Yep.
Because at least
one's a pig.
When an injury occurs in their midfield, he goes in there and still plays.
Yep.
Well, with Cripper, in the last, I think it's 8 weeks, he's gone in the 80s 6 times.
It's not
like
good.
he can't get past 80s. Do you know how many possessions he had in the last quarter the other day?
No.
1.
Oh, really?
He was actually on track for a ton. I think he had about 80 at 3/4 time.
Eek.
Ended up with 84.
Oh, dear.
Were you at that one
touch? Which one was that? Yes, I was.
You were. Why didn't you cheer louder?
I tried.
He was probably behind the glass in that one. He couldn't hear him.
Definitely not.
So now you've got Cripps ahead of Mitchell. Is Heaney behind them?
He's still hiding beyond that
all
forward status.
It's all, yeah.
I don't think he can hide there anymore.
He had a 90 last week.
Oh, well, that's safe.
You know what I mean? Like,
You might as well take that from him
Yes.
and get those midfielders up to
your
Uber
Merritts
ones.
and your Mills and your big boys.
Yeah.
Agree.
If you can.
Yeah, definitely. But
That's
the
a
thing
40
is, now someone like Bailey Smith is back, he can be one of those big boys.
Yeah.
Yes, he can. It's a 40-point difference between Cripper and your Mills and these sort of guys at the moment.
It is.
Now, Jack wants to know who's the pick of this week's rookies. Now, Cumberland, who was a lady the week before, and he was epic as well. Started on fire.
He's so good.
He was good. Sonzi, who was pretty good as well. Again, North Melbourne, you've got to think about that as part of that. So it's Cumberland over Sonzi.
Yes.
Or Cully.
It's Cully over.
Cully for me.
And for value as well.
Gosh, just his tackling was so good.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, there's your answer. Cully
There you
over Cumberland, then Sonzi. Carmichael, is he still in the
Look,
mix?
if you still get the move
He
that
went
you
up a
want,
lot.
he's got a break even of negative 35.
Yeah.
So I think he went up about 68K, but his price is going to skyrocket that quickly.
If you need a 2 or 3 week cash injection to know for your prelim final, for example, in your classic final,
and you still get the player you want in this week's trade, I don't hate going straight there.
And that's if you can afford that move, though. So, like your Cumberland and your Carmichael, they're around the 270, 280 mark. So, and Cully's only had one price increase.
Yeah. So he's 224.
Yeah,
so
he's still definitely the value player.
He's definitely the value, but I think if you can get to one of Carmichael or Cumberland without affecting your other move, then you could probably do it.
Yep.
Yeah, but then I always think the week ahead and go, that cash could be handy then as well.
That's why I'm still a Cully man, personally.
Yeah.
Because you shouldn't need them on your ground, and you two shouldn't have access to bloody looping players at this stage in the year either.
Carmichael, though,
ridiculous.
the issue with him, though, his disposal was pretty bad. Like it was.
But it was a wet game, dog.
No, it was. But
and they won.
He had 111 fantasy points, but if you were taking in effectiveness, it wasn't real high.
Who takes
Tell
that
you what,
in?
though, he had 24 possessions, I think 24 kicks.
Yeah, that was good fantasy
He's
playing.
built for fantasy.
Mate, he went at 25% efficiency.
What, that must be a goal because he kicked the goal.
He got a goal.
Was that surely that was efficient, or does it have to be a drop punt?
I don't know.
Depends on which way the wind was blowing at the time.
Must have been.
Whether it was
Eight
efficient or
tackles.
not.
What a day. What a day.
Good on him.
Now, Cameron wants to know, he had Jackson to Bont and Cole Parnell. Are you okay about culling Parnell?
Yep, definitely.
Yep, he can go.
What are we thinking, Legends? Or cull someone cheaper and get a Tim Taranto or Himmelberg instead?
All right. Where do we sit with
Bont over Timmy T.
Yes.
You'd want that.
Yes.
So you might as well cull a Parnell
Yeah, definitely.
rather than a cheaper
I'm
dude.
totally happy. Let me just get this out there. I'm
Right.
totally happy culling these cash cows before they're fully fattened at the moment, just to get who you want. You'd be very unlucky to actually need one as an emergency or anything. And
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, but you're not going to... I don't think you sacrifice the player you want.
As long as you're getting someone in that you think's going to play.
100%.
That's it.
Yeah.
When was the last time we needed an emergency for cover like that? I reckon you'll go back a long way to find someone.
Yeah,
The
but
game's
things are
changed
happening.
a bit with the rolling lockout
Yes,
too. You
yeah.
can actually, usually, if you hold your trades...
Do we
You
put
can
too much
change your
weight
mind.
on that now?
I don't think so. Don't want to, get all COVID season stuff as well, but we're a chance to see someone an out on the day or the day before.
And you've already used your
and
trade.
you've used your trade.
Yeah, I can see that.
Even with that, I am still happy to just have a name and a body and a green dot.
Yeah.
There, and not let it dictate the player you wanted to bring in.
I'd like to know Roy's thoughts here around the GWS boys of your Taranto and your Berg. What did Taranto do on the weekend, and was it enough, Roy?
About 85, I think.
Is it enough?
No. Look, the Berg is a risk because he needs to be staying in his position
And
in the
he's
back line.
changing every game. Each game he's switching it around.
He does. So he's a high
Does
risk.
Bruce change that, though, this week when he comes in?
Oh, Bruce will probably knock him out in the warm-up. So, yes, he's even riskier than usual.
He still got his 8 marks.
He did.
29 touches.
Yeah, so he's actually a beast of a player.
Isn't he?
If you had to pick one between Berg and Taranto at the moment...
Berg.
Unfortunately,
The Berg gets it.
it's against everything I would usually say, but and it's not just based on that one score either. It's probably the Berg.
Yeah, I think it is too. Wow. How times have changed.
Yep. But I think for Cameron's question, you're going Bont and Culling Parnell.
Yes.
Oh, definitely.
Now, Ben wants to know here, hey, Legends, my team is complete with my worst player being Petrarca. It's not a bad worst player.
Oh, no.
Jeez, no.
He's not far off the mark.
He's got to get rid
But
of
I only
him.
have one mid or forward bench player playing. That's Cully and 100K in the bank. So do I double downgrade,
Nah.
give me 200K next week, and then Petrarca can become Laird next week, or just go this week Petrarca to the best under 950, which we don't know your whole team and that sort of stuff, but that could be the Mills or it could be
your Mills.
Merritt, those guys floating around there.
I think
Merritt, Mills, Brayshaw, he can really go shopping.
Yeah, and you do it straight away. You don't ride with Petrarca here into the Bulldogs.
Is it playing with a little bit of fire?
I reckon play with the fire.
Well,
Well, don't leave your hand in there too long.
Yeah,
but-
Cully's not a bad one, though, and depending on how you can do it, because he does cover both lines, and they've got the last game this Sunday, for example.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there is...
I'm doing it. Petrarca, of all weeks not to step up, in Oliver's absence, I expected a 120.
So did I.
And he was very lucky to scrape to 100 in the end. That took some work late.
Yeah.
Ryan Mees wants to know, top picks under 600K for those with no dollars. So I went and had a look at this here. Oh, it's more, but Kadeem Coleman at 657 is still a lot of value.
He's value.
We were a little bit scared of doing that. Reece the Beast Matheson at a 95.
He did. He was
529.
good, Reece.
Does he stay in? So the lines, there's two lines. Looks like Zorko and Rich are going to be back this week.
He has to stay in. He kicked goals, didn't he?
Yep.
Who's that, the Beast?
The Beast.
He kicked 0 goals, 2.
Oh, was it? So he
Yeah.
got shots.
So Coleman took his 7 marks, though, for his 102. He slotted a goal.
Yeah. No, he was very good. The risk for him is obviously Rich coming back gets his ball back there and things like that. But at least it might take the attention off Coleman, who certainly has that forward tag pressure coming if Rich isn't there.
Yeah.
It's tough looking at these guys under 600. Like Hugh Greenwood, could you consider that? 87 out on the weekend.
I love Hugh, but there's no one under 600K at the moment that I
You might as well go to a rookie.
Yeah.
Is probably the
You might as
advice,
well.
isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. There's no one down there that I've got
Hapley's
any
been
faith
playing in the
in.
midfield. But
Okay. Dangerfield, 621.
Yeah.
He had a 77 last week.
I'd be okay with that, with Danger.
But he just
He's
didn't
a
look
name.
very good.
There's
to be
rookies
honest.
can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's it.
There is.
You're better off having that cash
Yeah.
that you could either spend this week or
And you
next
get
week.
yourself to a big dog and they
So
cover the difference.
Cully will come in and he'll
So is
lay
that where a double
tackles
downgrade
and
could
get-
be okay?
As for a 1 weeker.
Yeah. Instead of just settling on a 600 grand player, double downgrade and getting a player that's...
Yeah.
And you might even have the opportunity to loop with that as well.
And you enjoy your last 4 to 5 weeks because you've got Rory Laird.
Take that slight hit this week.
I'm still not accepting it
Yeah, I
in
know.
the other guy's position where it was upgrading Petrarca to a proper premium.
Yeah.
But in
But
this,
if you're stuck with just only getting a 600k player...
yeah, it's a play then.
You might as well go rookie.
Yeah.
Here's that question. Chad Warner, is he a genuine option for M8?
Yeah, he is. Even if he's only there for a couple of weeks until you can get to Mills or someone, he's just doing a great job. And fingers crossed, you might not want to get rid of him.
Yeah.
He's coming, 127 last week. Break even of 55.
Yeah, that's a reflection of form.
Isn't it ever?
Now, DJ is sort of asking here, basically, either Warner or Houston could come in instead.
Look, Houston, he had a dream matchup against the Demons and did what he should do. He got about 110.
121.
Oh, 121, even better. But his form before that is really bad. The Demons give up a heap to defenders.
They do.
And like I said, he did what he should have done. But
If you believe the scale of hardness, it's got to be Warner then, doesn't it?
oh, definitely.
We all put our trust into that. Josh, what's the ruck situation looking like? Do we still go for Gorn?
No, not when Marshall's there. You don't need
So
to
you're
do
picking
it.
Marshall over Gorn?
I would be if I had my time again, 100%.
100%.
But if that's your advice for this week?
This week,
Yep.
hell yeah, it is.
Yep, definitely.
Yeah.
Hopefully we get a little bit more news on Ryder.
Yeah, because
If that's confirmed out for the rest of the season, then it's an absolute no-brainer,
he's
isn't
a
it?
target. Then.
Okay, so
Like a
who's
legit
Marshall got
target.
this week? Who's he got? He's up against West Coast.
Yep.
Who's their ruck?
Not abducted.
They don't have Nick Nat? The abductor's not there. He's in jail. Who are they going to use?
I reckon
Bailey
he was
Williams?
abducted. I don't reckon he would have abducted someone.
I don't know. Either way, he shouldn't have done it.
Who would want him after he's 7?
Well, that's right.
Right, the next week...
Maybe it was a disgruntled coach. Actually, where were you on the weekend, Joey?
That's a good question.
The week after he plays a ruckless West Coast, he's up against big boy McElroy and Reevesy.
Yeah.
And then he's got Geelong. So it is a good run.
Yeah.
It is a good run for Marshall, who is cheap.
Last time Ryder didn't play, when he had that week off, he had like 44 hitouts and 130, season high.
Yep.
And his form since then has been good, just pinch hitting in there with his 15 hitouts.
Yep.
He's still been hitting a couple of hundreds and a high 80.
Yep.
And he only got to that high 80 because Ryder got subbed out. He was having a stinker.
It was last year, you look at the comparison between the two, he's like a 24-point better player when Ryder's not there.
And it's easily that again this year.
And it is.
Plus
Yes,
some.
it would be.
Plus maybe.
Right, let's quick fire these ones here. Brody wants to know best option for the final rounds, LDU or Merritt?
Merit.
Easy.
Merritt, Brayshaw or Steele for Jack?
Steele.
Merritt, Brayshaw or Steele? Why are we cold on Brayshaw?
Because he was not very good on the weekend.
Now, was he tagged? I didn't see it.
No, not really. I don't think so. He
At
just
stoppage, Mills
was on him.
was on him.
Okay, that's not a tag.
No.
Got to stand next to someone.
Yeah.
Brayshaw's still
But
on the machine.
he made sure it was him he was standing
Yeah, okay.
when I was watching. He obviously had the directive to shut him down at stoppage.
So you're going Steele,
yeah.
then who?
Who was it? Steele
Merritt,
Merritt.
and
Brayshaw.
Oh, it's got to still be Brayshaw second. It has to, doesn't it?
It
I
does.
think I'm Brayshaw 1.
Look at
Oh, yeah.
It's hard to bring
I'm
someone in
definitely
after that
Steele.
score.
I'm definitely Steele.
Merritt's last month would be better than nearly all of them.
I better
Wouldn't be
check.
better. Brayshaw had a 140 last week.
Yeah, Merritt's been good. Merritt doesn't have a 70 or 80 next to his
Take
name,
the
mate.
70 or 80 out of his average.
Can't do that. I said
Yeah.
last month.
Just checking the roll on 22. I was correct. I'm Steele over.
Okay, there you go.
We might have to do
make
the
sure.
rolling 22 officially next week.
I am Merritt over both of them.
Right, we've got to go here shortly.
That's
Cal.
fair call too.
Collingwood, North Melbourne in his next two. Anyway.
Liam, got 385k in the bank. If the cash is there, is it worth trading out Windhager for Carmichael, then Ware for Doherty? Playing
Yes.
for a league title, not overall.
Yep,
Perfect.
go for it.
That's
Hell
great
yeah.
trading. That's what you
Hell
want to be able to do. Doherty, you're all okay with? Obviously, a 95, that's still a good score.
That's still a good
It
score.
was disappointing to be honest, but he's fine.
All right. Billy wants to know, how does Roy's current rolling 22 compare to the preseason rolling 22? Who are the biggest hits and misses?
Pretty much the same, I reckon, wouldn't it? Right?
Wouldn't be far if it's
I
just,
actually found it.
Oh, did you?
Do you want to hear it?
Oh, yes, please! Yes!
If
Cal, you
want.
could give sound effects on how they went, like a tick or a...
If there's any mistakes in there, COVID.
Oh, yeah, of course.
So this was done at the start of March.
COVID's
This one-
fault.
No, end of February, start of March, basically the same thing. Lockie Whitfield.
As what, number one?
Yeah, D1.
Nothing wrong with that.
Chris.
a lot wrong.
Jack Crisp.
I'll pay it. Yeah, keep going.
Jake Lloyd.
Oh.
You seen his form lately?
It's not,
He's killing it.
it's not number three.
Jordan
He's not
Dawson.
far. He's in
Dawson's
the mix.
okay. Good.
Aaron Hall.
Not my
Unlucky.
fault.
And now go, yeah, keep,
Christian Salem.
Oh, injury. Where's Doherty?
Not in there.
Yeah,
You must have
because
done
we
him
didn't.
after.
No,
We just
it's
didn't
not
think
at
he
all.
was going to play at
He
that time.
wasn't going to even play at that stage.
Yeah, okay.
As if he wouldn't have been number one. As soon as he was named
Yeah.
playing, he was
I was
number
going,
one.
M1.
Jesus Christ.
M1.
Jack Steele.
Yeah, that's okay.
Bloody oath it is.
M2. Tom Mitchell.
Not okay.
No.
Took at M3.
That's fine.
McRae at 4.
That's a bit high.
Too high, but yeah.
Yep.
Clayton Oliver, 5.
That's bloody good, that is.
Zach Merritt,
Yep.
That's good.
He's back in there.
bit low here for Rory Laird at 7.
It is. At least he's in there.
That's
Some
right,
people wouldn't have even put him in.
Christian Petrarca.
No, that's bad.
So missing there of the big ones this year, obviously
Brayshaw?
Mills and Brayshaw are probably the two there.
Yeah, it's a rocket.
Oh, R1 and R2, Grundy and gone.
Grundy and gone.
They probably still are.
Yeah,
With
who
the
knows?
rucksack.
Way.
Timmy Taranto at F1.
Yeah.
He's a 6 in the 6.
Yeah.
No, he's not.
Dunkley.
That's okay.
He is, yeah. He's probably
That's
still
fine.
the top scoring forward. Duncan, come good.
That's good.
Yes, he has come good.
Trelaw's been good all year.
Yep. Well done. Thank you.
Heaney, 5.
Bad.
Yep.
Dusty, 6.
Bad.
Desperate.
Yeah. It's okay. It's not that bad.
Look, I mean, it was
but then,
bad.
of course,
it was bad. But
like your Bailey Smith gets DPP.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, yeah,
he's not on those hard.
That was so early that this is back.
This was even before the community series games.
Yeah, so Doherty was the prime example there of was not even going to be playing this season.
Yeah.
At that stage.
Oh, yeah, it was a long time ago.
That's how long ago it was. So don't you sit there listening to this going, I can hear you from here.
Tiger, tiger, tiger.
I'm not even showing you the newest Roland 22 now. I'm keeping it to me and making a massive comeback.
Fair enough.
Maybe we'll look at that next week
on
the podcast. Thanks so much for tuning in. We'll be back on Thursday night for AFL Fantasy Live, which you can stream on afl.com.au and the AFL Live app, as well as our Facebook page. That'll be from 6:15 on Thursday, Australian Eastern Standard Time. We'll actually be coming live from Adelaide for that, boys.
Yeah, I can't wait.
What?
I just read those.
Oh, no, they're not questions that we need to have in here.
How will Warnie's head fit into the aeroplane? After that, she scored. Well,
it was a good score.
He's managed to squeeze in this office the last few weeks.
I'm happy to stick a pin in it on the tarmac.
No, we don't need those questions. Right. That's why I vet them. You guys shouldn't even look at these. All right. Thanks for tuning in. Cow?
Yeah, thanks.
Go and look after yourself.
Yep, that's it.
All right.
Gosh,
we're going to see some legends very soon.
We will.
We've got a big week ahead.
Massive week ahead.
Massive week ahead. Are our bodies ready for it?
Oh, yeah.
Lots of coffee.
Let's go. See ya.